How helpless is this fairy acting as an undercover agent in the demon realm? Not only does she constantly perform heavy scenes in front of the demon clan with Tang Chuan, just to avoid being recognized by the demons as a spy from the fairy realm, but Ning Sixing's side, was it just acting after all? Originally, he wanted it to be real. Just a moment ago, 2 female demons passed by Tang Chuan's room. He is the man known as the demon realm's divine waste. I heard that he and 3 fox demons are cultivating together and are safe and sound. I'm really envious of the woman who gets to spend time with him. Forget it. I won't listen anymore. Let's go to the kitchen and find a cucumber. But Ning Sixing was puzzled in her room. Why does Tang Chuan want me to keep shaking the bedpost? And what is the use of this bronze plate given by Su Hao? And I can see a faint death aura lingering around it. I should hide it better. Otherwise, if the demons find out. Suddenly, Tang Chuan entered. Why is it only you who came back? What about our friend who was taken away? Tang Chuan said I've already rescued that person, but I still need her help with something. But she has lost all her fairy powers now. You still treat her like this? But at this moment, Tang Chuan turned his head directly. Ning Sixing was still confused. Tang Chuan shouted, I want. Then he walked towards Ning Sixing. Ning Sixing nervously asked, what are you going to do? And Tang Chuan leaped towards him. Of course, it's you. It turns out Tang Chuan realized that there were demons outside the door. The previous scene was just acting. What are you guys doing? Don't you know we are doing something serious? The demons apologized one after another. The captain is just anxious to gather everyone. Ah Wei was murdered. Ning Sixing thought to herself, so it wasn't real just now. She couldn't help but feel a little disappointed. You go contact the fairy realm to come and pick up the person at this location. Then go and meet up with the demons, and say that we went too hard just now. Her legs are a bit sore. Let her rest for a while. When they arrived at Ah Wei's crime scene, Captain Bao Jia was deeply saddened, and he threatened that the person who harmed him won't see the sun tomorrow. Tang Chuan had a very surprised expression. How could this happen? Who killed Ah Wei? Was it the fairy who won today? Bao Jia said she was hit by a hidden fairy curse. It absolutely couldn't be her. But at this moment, Bao Jia noticed a piece of cloth in Ah Wei's hand. Tang Chuan already had a triumphant expression on his face. Isn't this the fabric of Captain Bain? Captain Bao Jia confronted Bain with the evidence. The victim, Ah Wei, had your fabric material in her hand. Did you snatch the fairy away for your own pleasure and kill my brother? Bain was stunned. What the fuck is wrong with you? Who killed your brother? And Bao Jia grabbed Bain directly. Look at this. Isn't this piece of fabric from your clothes? And Bain still didn't know what was going on. How could his clothes be torn? Bao Jia said sarcastically, you're still pretending. Should I give you an Oscar? Where did you hide the fairy that Ah Wei won? Hand her over quickly. Are you an idiot? Can't you see through this obvious framing? If I had done it, would Ah Wei have been able to tear my clothes off? This made Bao Jia think it made some sense. Then tell me, where were you and what were you doing that night? Do you have any witnesses? But at that time, Bain was enjoying himself in the dungeon where the fairy was kept. Can't let him know about that place. Tang Chuan, seeing the situation, quickly instigated the demons. He said, he can't say it anymore. He is the culprit. Let's avenge brother Ah Wei. Bain asked Bao Jia to calm down first. Let's go find Lord Qian Hu to ensure justice. Tang Chuan smirked secretly. This kid is quite smart, knowing the tactic of de-escalation. But I anticipated your anticipation. Suddenly, a woman's voice came from behind. The fairy that Ah Wei won shouted. It's him who wanted to sell me to the demon clan. And he said I couldn't leave until I gave birth to 100 children. I don't want to have children with the demons. Please, let me go. Bao Jia angrily said. You bastard. How are you going to deny this now? Bain, in anger, grabbed the fairy. You dare frame me like this? In the next second, Bao Jia knocked Bain several meters away with a single blow. Bain's subordinates, seeing their leader being beaten, started shouting for a fight. Both sides were about to get physical. Bain quickly yelled to stop them. Stop fighting. There's someone scheming against us. But Tang Chuan went directly behind Bain. Brother, being too clever is not a good thing. You know, the fairies who were trapped just now noticed the commotion outside. And Tang Chuan and his group found the prison cells. Tang Chuan urged them to quickly remove the fairy enchantment. The demons have already noticed that I'm missing. Then he instructed the fairies to assume a horse stance, and several streams of energy gushed out from the ground towards the fairies. Tang Chuan clasped his hands together. Strangely, the fairy who had previously been unsealed also moved towards the energy. I guess she's addicted. As the fairies cried out, the fairy enchantment was released one by one. Fellow cultivators, the seal has been lifted. You can use your true chi now. Everyone, transform into grains of rice and let Qian Ning take you back to the fairy realm. The prison cell was instantly filled with fairy energy. Tang Chuan, puzzled, asked Qian Ning, didn't I just remove your fairy enchantment? Why did you remove it again? Qian Ning apologized and explained that it was just an accident, definitely not because she was addicted. Tang Chuan handed her a note, instructing her to go to this place where the fairy realm will arrange for someone to receive them. It turns out that Tang Chuan's undercover mission is not yet complete. He intends to stage another good play. Meanwhile, due to Bai Yin's death, Bao Jia and his men are searching for the undercover agent from the fairy realm, but they can't find Tang Chuan, so they start suspecting him. At this moment, Bao Jia's men found Tang Chuan. Turns out Tang Chuan disguised himself as someone stabbed by the undercover agent. Bao Jia is indeed not very clever, and he fell for it directly, so he carried Tang Chuan, intending to heal his injuries. But Bai Yin's men, unaware of the situation, refused to let them go because their boss was dead. No matter how Bao Jia explained, they wouldn't accept it. At this moment, a spell flew towards Bao Jia. It was a silence spell. Bao Jia looked at Tang Chuan. It probably wasn't him. In front of everyone's eyes, he fell unconscious, and Bai Yin's men, in their ignorance, attacked. Another voice said it was Bao Jia's men who made the move, so the battle was about to break out. While Bao Jia was planning to lift the silence spell, unexpectedly, his meridians were directly sealed. Bao Jia was dumbfounded. Suddenly, Tang Chuan stood up, but it was already too late, and he was blasted straight into Bai Yin's men. Meanwhile, Bao Jia couldn't move at all. Poor Bao Jia was betrayed by this scumbag Tang Chuan. Inside the Demon King's hall, the Demon King ordered the disciplinary court to investigate the undercover agent from the fairy realm. One of the witches holding a long whip is leading the investigation. The disciplinary court arrived at the crime scene from last night, taking Tang Chuan back for investigation. Tang Chuan explained that a black-clothed person snapped Bai Yin's neck. I just took a glance and got stabbed by him. But at this moment, a witch walked over, interrogating Tang Chuan. Why kill Bai Yin without using a knife, but used a knife on you instead? Tang Chuan realized that the witch in front of him, though busty, wasn't brainless. So he suggested that maybe they were afraid I would escape, that's why they used a knife. But the witch found a loophole. If you were running away, you would have had your back turned to the murderer. How did you know he used a knife on you? Tang Chuan's brain was working frantically at this point. It was the brother from the demon clan who told me while bandaging me up. The witch leaned in close and whispered to Tang Chuan. They do seem to tell a lot of lies. Suddenly, she tore off the gauze, then stomped her foot on Tang Chuan's back, and saw the actual knife wound. You can go now. Come back for further investigation when needed. Tang Chuan was not convinced. Why should I come and go as you please? The witch revealed a hint of killing intent, based on all the escaped fairies who were trapped. I'm determined to catch the undercover agent from the fairy realm. Comply or die. After a moment, Tang Chuan returned to the room, and Ning Sixing was very happy. That's great, all the fairy comrades escaped smoothly. Perhaps she rushed too fiercely to stop. Tang Chuan also soon felt the lack of breath. Ning Sixing saw Tang Chuan covered in bandages and was concerned if he was injured. Suddenly, the knife wound from earlier on Tang Chuan instantly fell off. It turned out to be a snake disguised as a wand summoned by him. Ning Sixing worried if Bao Jia had discovered it. Tang Chuan smiled faintly. Those two idiots are not even worth 1% of that woman. It seems that the undercover mission is more exciting than imagined. While Tang Chuan was sound asleep at night, Ning Sixing was secretly stealing glances at him. She thought to herself that although the senior is naughty, but he saved so many sisters from the fairy realm, and he is reliable. Plus, he looks cute when he's sleeping. But the scene in front of Ning Sixing almost made her jaw drop. A shadow suddenly appeared before her eyes. Just as Ning Sixing was amazed by how powerful it was, the shadow grew bigger and bigger. It turned out to be Qian Ning, the fairy they had rescued earlier. It seems she still intends to confront Tang Chuan. Ning Sixing wondered why she came back to the demon realm when she was supposed to return to the fairy realm with the other fairies. And what the hell is she doing with those actions? Suddenly, Tang Chuan grabbed Ning Sixing's hand. He questioned her. What do you want? Qian Ning said, you saved me, so I'm yours now. Let me repay you. But Tang Chuan didn't indulge her. Why don't you obediently go back to the fairy realm? What are you doing here causing trouble? Qian Ning insisted on staying and helping Tang Chuan as an undercover agent. After all, you did that thing to me before. Tang Chuan told her to leave quickly. You coming here will only make it easier to expose us. But Qian Ning still insisted on staying. I'm good at concealment techniques. I even sneaked into your room before, and you didn't notice. I can definitely help you. Tang Chuan was a bit puzzled. That name seems pretty cool, and Qian Ning immediately demonstrated it on the spot. How awesome is that? But Tang Chuan didn't think much of it. I thought it was some powerful fairy technique. Turns out it's just shadow concealment. The name sounds impressive though. Qian Ning promptly expressed her admiration for Tang Chuan's power, and the fact that he saved her life. But Tang Chuan told her that Ning Sixing is still here, to prevent her from being embarrassed pretending to be asleep. Ning was instantly scared and collapsed on the ground. Oh no, I flirted with you like that earlier. Does that mean she saw it all? How can I face people in the fairy realm now? But Tang Chuan didn't care about that. He directly handed her the bronze plate Su Hao gave him earlier, and asked her to investigate what exactly it is that the demon clan is willing to take at any cost. How persistent is this fairy in trying to flirt with Tang Chuan? Tang Chuan only helped her unblock her meridians once, and she became infatuated and wanted to come back multiple times, even resorting to sneak attacks at night. So Tang Chuan had no choice but to tie her up. Ning shouted, "Why are you tying me up? Is it wrong for me to want to flirt with you?" Tang Chuan said, "Who told you not to be honest? And to launch sneak attacks while I'm sleeping? You're really petty." Ning said, "Well, if I don't sneak attack, can I openly approach you instead?" Ning Sixing couldn't stand it anymore. To this fellow fairy, please have some self-respect as a cultivator, so as not to damage your moral integrity. Ning sneered, "Who cares about moral integrity? There's no rule that immortals can't practice dual cultivation. Moreover, the fairies who have practiced dual cultivation with Tang Chuan have all achieved divine transformation." Ning Sixing was shocked, but in her heart, she thought, "I need to hurry up too. Can't let her steal the opportunity." Suddenly, a summons came from outside the door, saying that Qian Ben invites Tang Chuan to come over. Ning Sixing felt a bit panicked. Isn't he Bao Jie's superior? Could he also suspect you as the killer? But Tang Chuan remained calm. "Let me meet him first. Maybe it's a good thing." Then he asked Ning Sixing to release Ning later on, and reminded her to gather information about the bronze plate. But Ning was still being willful. "Got it, stingy." Tang Chuan thought to himself that if he wants to get promoted in the demon realm, he needs to clear his name. So he instructed the snake to continue disguising the wound. And surprisingly, the meeting place turned out to be a brothel. He is Qian Ben, the boss of the Lifeone Hall. Tang Chuan curiously thought, is this how important people conduct business in such a place? But suddenly, a snake slithered up Tang Chuan's body. It turned out to be a seductive snake demon. "What a handsome young man. If it's you, this lady can offer her services for free." Tang Chuan humorously responded, "If you appeared any later, I would have wet my pants from being scared." This made Qian Ben burst into laughter. "I never expected Brother Tang Chuan to be such a humorous person. Indeed, you're the talented person recommended by Bao Jie." Tang Chuan asked if the reason for inviting him here was about Bao Jie's murder. "I should have made it clear before." Qian Ben seemed to not care at all about Bao Jie's life or death. "This time, inviting you, Brother Tang Chuan, is to have you take over as the captain of the 10th squad, replacing Bao Jie." And Tang Chuan played the game of pretending to decline Qian Ben's offer, saying that he is still inexperienced, afraid that the esteemed gentleman of the demon realm would not accept him. But in his heart, he really wanted it. Qian Ben cheered him on and said, "If anyone dares to disrespect you, I'll kill them." And Tang Chuan intensified the acting. "I still have to refuse." While the snake demon next to him suffered innocently, and sighed, he truly deserves to be the only surviving man among the 3 fox demons. Qian Ben continued to instigate. "Don't you want to achieve something by joining the demon realm? Centurion is the first step of your official position." Tang Chuan replied, "If you're pushing me so hard, there must be some hidden agenda." And the snake demon still had an indescribable expression on her face. "Truly a man I admire. Let me be honest with you." Then he asked everyone present to leave, while the snake demon reluctantly said, "Brother, remember to come find me. It's free." Qian Ben told Tang Chuan, "By recommending you as the captain this time, I actually have 2 tasks for you. The first one is that a month later, the vice sect master's daughter from the soul-searching sect will come to the city for a visit, and she needs you to protect her closely for 24 hours. The second task is to continue finding Su Hao's whereabouts." Why the rush to find Su Hao? Qian Ben informed him that it's an order from the highest level of leadership. Knowing too much is not good. "How about it? After the tasks are completed, you won't be treated unfairly." "Not bad, but I have one condition. You'll cover tonight's expenses." And the little brothers of the demon clan gathered together. Each demon had different opinions, afraid of causing trouble. "Everyone, calm down." The little brothers cheered and asked Qian Ben to be fair to Bao Jie. "Brothers, I will thoroughly investigate Bao Jie's murder. But today, I'm announcing one thing. The newly appointed captain of the 10th squad is Tang Chuan." The little brothers were dissatisfied. "What qualities and abilities does this idiot have? I'm better than him." Seeing his disobedient little brothers, Qian Ben became angry, but Tang Chuan remained calm. Then he clapped his hands, and various types of demon sisters walked out. Surprisingly, they were all top class. "I don't even have enough salary for 3 years of enjoyment, and this clearly works very well. Brothers of the demon clan, if you accept me as the captain, we'll have team building activities 3 times a week. If you don't accept, it's fine to leave." Qian Ben was confused. No wonder you wanted me to cover tonight's expenses. You fucking want to bankrupt me, huh? The witch instructed Qian Ben to win over Tang Chuan as the captain. Qian Ben informed her that he might not resist the temptation of the snake demon. He agreed to the position of captain. The witch thought to herself, this man is amazing. If he's not an undercover agent, I have to snatch him. Qian Ben was extremely unhappy, thinking, what a bitch. If it weren't for the sake of the hallmaster's face, I would have taken you down long ago. The witch told him to step aside, and to report back if there was any new information about Tang Chuan. Before leaving, she couldn't resist using her tail to tempt him. Qian Ben realized, could this woman have mind-reading abilities? Did she discover the thoughts I had just now, those beastly behaviors? After becoming the captain, Tang Chuan returned to his room, only to find the witch waiting for him. Tang Chuan asked her, what are you here for? Didn't you finish the investigation? Little did he know, the witch slowly approached him. Don't worry, I'm not here to investigate you today. I just came to apologize. Tang Chuan noticed that Ning Sixing and Qian Ning were nowhere to be found in the room. Could she have captured them? The witch came closer and said, don't you have a fangirl roommate living with you? Well, at this moment, they're shivering in the wardrobe. The witch took advantage of the situation. I know a lot of things. You know, whether you know or don't know. I know. Would you like to give it a try, little brother? Little did she know, Tang Chuan instantly lay down on the bed, without any hesitation. How daring. But in her heart, she thought, how dare he be so rude in front of me? While Ning Sixing and Qian Ning watched their beloved fall into the clutches of the witch, they were filled with jealousy. Suddenly, the witch glanced at the wardrobe. Would you mind if I take a look at the wardrobe? Tang Chuan appeared very confident. Go ahead. After you finish looking, come over quickly. Ning Sixing and the others were in a panic. It's over. We're going to be discovered. Suddenly, Ning Sixing remembered what her senior had said before. In emergencies, she can crush this item to help escape. What kind of treasure could it be? Is it a one-hit kill sword? Or a world-devouring hammer? Just as the witch was about to open the wardrobe, Tang Chuan thought, if she's not incredibly stupid, she should also use that thing, right? When the witch opened it, it was filled with female witch dolls. What in the world is this? Oh my, you've discovered this little secret of mine. But they are my soul companions that I've cherished for many years. Would you like to experience it together? The witch, realizing that nothing had been found, turned and left. Thanks for the kind offer. Maybe next time. Tang Chuan asked her, what's your name? Miss, I'm Ziyin. You'll see me often in the future. Let's spar next time. Sure, Miss Ziyin. Then he abruptly closed the door. Tang Chuan sighed. That was really close just now. Ning Sixing said, the senior is truly amazing. You prepared a countermeasure in advance. Otherwise, it would have been exposed. That's good. There's so much more for you to learn in the future. Seeing the scene before her, Ning Sixing immediately became furious. What the fuck? You're a cultivator. Can't you be less vulgar? Then she smashed his collection. But the scene before Ning Sixing instantly stunned her. Qian Ning and the others arrived at the most dangerous Northern Wilderness League mansion. If their immortal energy is detected, they will surely die without a doubt. Tang Chuan suddenly summoned a snake and pounced towards Qian Ning. After a series of screams, she actually transformed into an exact replica of the witch. Tang Chuan thought to himself, that witch always gives me trouble. Now it's my turn. Qian Ning was still worried about getting exposed. Tang Chuan said, my snake is one of the 12 spirit beasts. No one in the 3 realms can sense it. Then he pushed Qian Ning forward and she sneaked in, not forgetting to cheer her on from behind. The gatekeeper couldn't recognize her when he saw her, and everyone respectfully greeted Princess Ziyin. Open the gate. I want to go in and take a look. Ning Sixing breathed a sigh of relief when she saw this. Finally, she managed to get in. Afterwards, Tang Chuan went to prepare for the task of escorting the Vice Sect Master's daughter, but he found that his subordinates all looked fierce, and this appearance might scare the Vice Sect Master's daughter and make her cry. There's no other way. He had to call a few top-notch girls. Everyone maintained their current attitude. This is how you should be when you meet the Vice Sect Master's daughter later. Suddenly, one of the subordinates informed them of a rumor that the people from Tengu Hall have been causing trouble recently, especially the Wolf Wind Gate in their jurisdiction. The captain needs to be careful. Are they really formidable? The subordinate said they're just a bunch of bastard demon cultivators, led by someone called Qing Shou, who is the nephew of the Tengu Hall's leader. It is said that they also possess auxiliary cultivation tools. Tang Chuan was shocked to hear this, wondering why Qian Ming would assign us the task of protecting the young lady, even though he clearly knew that Tengu Hall would cause trouble for us. Suddenly, a voice came from Ning Sixing's side. Something bad has happened. Qian Ming hasn't come out yet, but the real Ziyin has returned. Qian Ming planned to leave quickly. Tang Chuan informed her that if they leave now, they will definitely run into her. He decided to see how the guards would react. The guards stopped her as well, surprised at how she managed to come out. Qian Ning said it would take about another hour, and the real Ziyin has already ordered her subordinates to surround the entire Book Alliance. Soon, they discovered that Qian Ning was currently in the 3rd level ancient artifact room. Let's go. I want to see who dares to be so bold. Tang Chuan was seen twisting and pinching his hands, and Qian Ning couldn't help but shout out, "Senior Tang Chuan, be a bit gentler." Meanwhile, the witch's subordinates arrived at the library but couldn't find her. They only saw a book lying on the ground, so they immediately ordered everyone to dig 3 feet underground to find the infiltrator. It turns out that Qian Ning had been turned into a book by Tang Chuan, temporarily disguised in this way. At this moment, Tang Chuan planned to go in, while Ning Sixing was worried that the Northern Wilderness League mansion was surrounded, and going in would be a death trap. However, Tang Chuan remained calm. "It's fine, we have allies." It turned out that Bai Yin's subordinates heard that Tang Chuan was here, so they rushed in. But when they opened the door, they found only the witch's people, and the two sides began to fight. Tang Chuan watched as the guards went to fight one by one. "It's my turn to make an appearance." Taking advantage of the chaos, Tang Chuan disguised himself as one of the witch's subordinates and mixed in. Meanwhile, the real witch calmed her subordinates down, warning them not to fall into the enemy's trap. But at that moment, she noticed Tang Chuan behind her, and Qian Ning gradually transformed and grew larger. It turned out that the snake was only good at transforming into a human form, not into objects. The transformation into an object could only last for 5 minutes at most. As a cloud of smoke dispersed, the snake couldn't hold its disguise any longer and fainted. Qian Ning also reverted to her original form. Tang Chuan found Qian Ning at this moment and couldn't help but praise her for doing a good job. Qian Ning looked at Tang Chuan with a pitiful expression and burst into tears. "You villain, it took you so long to come. You scared me." Suddenly, Ziyin silently approached from behind. "I won't let you escape." Turning around, "Let me see what you look like." Seeing no response from Tang Chuan, she whipped out at him. But in an instant, the strike turned into a cloud of smoke. Ziyin thought that the previous Tang Chuan was just a clone. Little did she know that Tang Chuan was already behind her. By the time she realized it, it was too late. Tang Chuan knocked her unconscious with a chop of his hand. Tang Chuan thought to himself, "I thought you had some skills. I deliberately lured you here and you fell for it." He then told Qian Ning that the snake could only disguise its appearance now. Just change into her clothes directly. They continued their disguised exit through the guarded gate. The guards still mistook Qian Ning for Captain Ziyin from earlier. Qian Ning immediately ordered Ziyin's subordinates to retreat and instructed them to deal with Bai Yin's subordinates who had been led there. Qian Ning asked Tang Chuan, "Why didn't you just deal with that witch directly? If we kill her, there will be even more formidable enemies to deal with. Let's leave her alive and challenge her later." Bai Yin's subordinate was captured by the witch, but he was solely focused on seeking revenge on Tang Chuan and had no idea that he had been deceived. The witch approached him gently and asked who he sought revenge against. He quickly responded, "It's Tang Chuan, who killed our elder brother Bai Yin. I never thought you lords were on official duty." The witch then inquired about how he knew that Tang Chuan would be there. Upon learning that the information came from one of the subordinates, she immediately gathered everyone to investigate who leaked the information. However, besides the leader in front, everyone else was killed. Seeing this, the leader quickly begged for mercy. "I was deceived, spare me," he pleaded. "All right. Not only will I not hit you, but I'll also let you have some fun." Without hesitation, he leaned in and kissed the leader. The leader was bewildered. "I can't believe there's such a good thing happening. I wouldn't mind getting caught a couple more times in the future." But in the next moment, his face started to wither. It turned out that the witch was absorbing his magic power. After finishing, she wiped her mouth and ordered her subordinates to keep a close watch on Tang Chuan for the next 24 hours. "Even if he's doing that kind of thing, you must keep an eye on him," she commanded. Meanwhile, Qian Ning also obtained information about the bronze plate. It turned out to be the fiery god furnace used by ancient demonic gods to refine immortal essence. Ning Sixing was astonished. The name sounds terrifying. Tang Chuan also understood why the demon realm captured so many immortals. It was because absorbing spiritual energy was too slow, but with the fiery god furnace, they could directly refine it into pills. Qian Ning was curious, mentioning that there should be 8 pieces. Ning Sixing indicated that Su Hao didn't know the purpose of the bronze plate. However, Tang Chuan remained calm, knowing the demon realm's intentions. He even relaxed and decided to take a nap. Ning Sixing and the others quickly urged Tang Chuan to find a solution. At this rate, the immortal realm would be destroyed beyond recovery. "Stay calm, let them find a few first before taking action. But you all have performed well. Come, tonight, I'll reward you." They then appeared in a forest and discovered a golden tree. The tree grew larger, and Ning Sixing and the others sensed an infinite power. In order to obtain information, Tang Chuan didn't hesitate to gain favor with the snake demon at the brothel. However, the snake demon realized his intentions and attempted to attack Tang Chuan. Just as they were talking and trying to distract him, Tang Chuan immediately saw through the snake demon's scheme and knew she was an undercover agent arranged by the ghost market in the brothel. The snake demon also realized that she couldn't keep it hidden any longer. She then launched an attack on Tang Chuan, tightly coiling her tail around him. But he remained calm. "Let me finish speaking first," he said. At this moment, dozens of spears were pointed at the snake demon. Seeing this, the snake demon had no choice but to surrender. It turns out that the ghost market sells information as their business. They don't take sides or judge right from wrong. They only care about money. And undercover agents, commonly known as hidden pieces, are placed in various professions. Realizing that she had been exposed, the snake demon knew she was beyond saving. However, Tang Chuan explained, "Don't worry, I'm not here to arrest you. I'm only here to buy information. If you cooperate with me, I'll protect you." But the snake demon was still skeptical. Who knows if you have ulterior motives? Capturing an undercover agent can bring a 3-level promotion. Unexpectedly, Tang Chuan went for a hug, leaving the snake demon flustered. "I'm not interested in those things, but you have to listen to me." The snake demon's attitude instantly made a 180-degree turn. Clearly, she had fallen for Tang Chuan. Tang Chuan took out a piece of paper, indicating that he wanted information about the daughter of the soul sex vice sect master. The snake demon was curious if Child Tang had feelings for her. Tang Chuan replied, "That's confidential." Then the snake demon clapped her hands, and a grass with a mouth emerged from the ground and swallowed the letter. "Just wait a moment, and there will be a reply. Now let's talk about the reward. I believe the market price is 800 silver taels." The snake demon approached closely and continued, "Others pay 800, but not you. I only want you." Tang Chuan was willing to spar with the snake demon, but he asked if she was capable of it. Little did he know that the next moment, the snake demon transformed into a human form, saying, "You can't go back on your words." After a while, information about the vice sect master's daughter finally arrived. However, the battle with the snake demon was so intense that they even broke the bed. Tang Chuan quickly asked about the main issue, whether there was a reply from the messenger. But because Tang Chuan was too fierce, the snake demon was now immobilized. At this moment, the vine released information about the vice sect master's daughter. Tang Chuan was shocked when he saw it. "Isn't this the witch Xiyin?" On the other side, Qian Ben had already led the team to prepare for the arrival of the vice sect master's daughter. But he noticed that Tang Chuan, the captain, was not present, so he asked Ning Sixing about it. Ning Sixing could only come up with an excuse of going to buy breakfast. Meanwhile, a group of people arrived in front of them. Qian Ben quickly stepped forward, kneeling to welcome them. Ning Sixing noticed something was amiss. Why did this slime in front of her look so familiar? Tang Chuan had already realized that welcoming the vice sect master's daughter was a plot. He hurriedly went to find Qian Ning. Qian Ning was curious why Tang Chuan didn't go to welcome them. Ning Sixing has already gone. Tang Chuan has realized that they may have been exposed, so he urged Qian Ning to move quickly while he rushed to save Ning Sixing. When the curtain was opened, a girl with blue short hair appeared. Ning Sixing lowered her head, afraid to look up and observe. "Thank you all for the welcome today, but this young lady seems unwell. Are you sick?" It turned out that she used to be from the immortal realm, by Momo, and now she has joined the demon realm. Ziyin noticed that something was off with Ning Sixing and ordered her subordinates to capture her. However, Bai Momo did not expose Ning Sixing in front of everyone, making Ziyin hesitate. She decided not to startle the snake, but suspicion had already grown towards Ning Sixing, and Ning Sixing was already sweating in panic. Tang Chuan couldn't understand the situation and planned to ask Ning Sixing about it later. It turns out they are from the same section. Unexpectedly, after being captured before, Ning Sixing betrayed and joined the demon realm. Qian Ning was ready to make a clean escape, but Tang Chuan remained calm. "It's interesting that you both pretend not to know each other when you clearly do. It seems you have a good relationship. She would rather die than harm you." Ning Sixing said she hasn't spoken to her in hundreds of years, but she has some inappropriate thoughts about me, always wanting to sleep and bathe together, and being handsy. At this moment, Bai Momo also came to visit Tang Chuan, and Ziyin saw everything. "You'll be busy with me in the coming days, Tang Chuan." Ning Sixing looked at her former companion and could only lower her head. Then Bai Momo asked about the relationship between Tang Chuan and Ning Sixing. Qian Ben informed her that they are cultivation partners. Bai Momo smiled faintly and asked Ning Sixing to come over. Tang Chuan quickly pushed Ning Sixing forward. Little did they know that Baimomo had malicious intentions and wanted Ning Sixing as her personal guard for 24 hours, starting tonight. Baimomo whispered to Ning Sixing, "If you don't comply, I'll expose you as a spy from the immoral realm." Although Ning Sixing had feelings for Tang Chuan, for their safety, she obediently went with her. Qian Ben envied Tang Chuan on the side. Having a relationship with His Highness's confidant would bring fortune. They left together. Ziyin, perplexed by Baimomo's strange behavior, planned to ask her about it. After they left, Qian Ning came out. She was worried that Ning Sixing might be subjected to harsh interrogation. Tang Chuan, however, remained calm. If they wanted to capture someone, Baimomo could have captured us directly. It's clear that she is also guarding our secret. This reassured Qian Ning. But since there was no immediate danger, why you looked worried? He was actually contemplating how to use Baimomo to their advantage. In Baimomo's chamber, Ning Sixing was afraid of her advances and suggested sleeping in the next room. Little did she know, Baimomo revealed her true intentions. "Darling, stop pretending. I've set up a soundproof barrier. No one outside can hear our conversation, and our intimate sounds won't be discovered either." Ning Sixing was trapped and wanted to scream for help, but no one would come to save her. Ning Sixing pleaded, "Please don't do this." But Baimomo was determined to have her tonight, even if it meant dying without regrets. Suddenly, Baimomo felt a wave of pain coursing through her body, causing her to curl up in agony. Ning Sixing became concerned and reached out to touch her, but Baimomo pushed her away and screamed in pain. Ning Sixing asked, "What did those people do to you?" But Baimomo was too anguished to respond and eventually drove Ning Sixing away. This made Ning Sixing curious about what could have caused her sudden change and wondered if it was the work of the demon clan. She hurriedly went back to seek help from Tang Chuan, but Ziyin witnessed everything. She quickly went to find Tang Chuan and urgently called him, "Senior, something bad has happened." However, Tang Chuan covered Ning Sixing's mouth first and summoned a dog to sniff her all over to ensure there were no listening devices before speaking freely. Ning Sixing was shocked that the dog could talk. Tang Chuan asked her, "What did she do to you when she took you away?" Ning Sixing replied that she didn't think Baimomo had betrayed them but was just acting. However, she definitely had intentions towards her. If it weren't for someone controlling the goo worms, she wouldn't have been able to release her. Qian Ning asked, "It must be that despicable Ziyin who did it." Ning Sixing felt relieved that Baimomo didn't expose them. Qian Ning worried that Baimomo, too, would now be suspected and might protect Ning Sixing but expose Tang Chuan to save herself. Tang Chuan found the reasoning sound. "Well, there's no other way. I'll have to use my ultimate move. Let me seduce her." On the other side, Ziyin was pressuring Baimomo for information. Baimomo still didn't reveal anything about Ning Sixing but mentioned that Tang Chuan wasn't sure yet and needed further observation. Ziyin didn't believe her words. "You are the true side immortal. Can someone really disguise themselves and escape your gaze?" She then activated the goo worms, causing Baimomo to cry out in pain. In desperation, Baimomo begged her not to use the goo worms. "I have never seen Tang Chuan in the immortal realm before, but I can sense a faint immortal energy flowing within him." Ziyin stated, "Isn't that solid evidence? If he has come into contact with immortal energy or immortal pills, or even interacted with immortals, this situation would occur." Reluctantly, Ziyin had to believe this explanation and decided to observe further. One of her subordinates suggested killing Tang Chuan to eliminate the problem once and for all. However, Baimomo proposed that she would be able to see clearly when he mobilized his true energy. She suggested waiting for that moment. Ziyin questioned why Ning Sixing was brought back. Baimomo straightforwardly replied, "I am a lesbian. I like her." The atmosphere immediately became awkward. Ziyin didn't believe it. Clearly, immortals and demons cannot cultivate together. Either you are lying or Ning Sixing is a spy from the immortal realm. Baimomo explained, "Male and female immortals and demons cannot cultivate together." But who said anything about same-sex relationships? "Why don't you give it a try with me?"